Alright everyone, Cowboy Trades here, welcome back to the channel. So it looks like we've just got official confirmation that the SEC has approved all of these spot Bitcoin ETFs. Bitcoin is starting to move up to the upside. Solana is absolutely flying right now. Let's talk about the news, then let's talk about our plan and look at what's happening in the chart. So this news broke a little bit earlier on over on the Watcher Guru page. I was keeping you guys up to date over on Twitter as this was developing. Basically, this news came out on Watcher Guru first after they found a premature leak on the SEC Gov website. Typical, the SEC got their Twitter hacked, then the SEC.gov website had a premature leak. The leak was then removed, so I think Bitcoin has been a little bit choppy, not really blasting to the upside, because a lot of people, including myself, were probably thinking, has the SEC been hacked again? And it was a little bit suspicious. The premature leak came out on the official SEC Gov website. They deleted it, then they re-uploaded it with this statement. This is how we know, unless this is another hack, which I'll talk about why I don't think this will be in a second. This is really the statement we've been waiting for. So first of all, if you come over to the official SECGov website, you come over to the right, you see the news, speeches and statements on the official SEC website. We finally got a statement from Gary Gensler on the approval of all of the Bitcoin spot ETF products. I'll leave a link to this statement down below in case you wanted to read this lengthy statement. Doesn't really tell you much other than all of these spot ETFs have been approved. And of course, the SEC is still saying, while we did approve these ETFs, we do not approve or endorse Bitcoin. Doesn't really matter. The ETFs are out. And the reason why I said I'm pretty sure this is not a hack this time is because previously when the SEC Twitter got hacked, within 10 minutes or so, they came out and they were like, hey, we got hacked. However, I gave it about an hour or so just before hitting the record button to make sure everything was good. In terms of the SEC Gov Twitter, they haven't tweeted out anything saying that, we were hacked, this isn't true. If you come over to Gary Gensler, he hasn't tweeted anything saying it's not true. I find it quite funny how Gary Gensler was quick to hop on Twitter yesterday and say, hey, our account was compromised. We haven't authorized any Bitcoin exchange traded products. But, if this is the way that the SEC is going to, announce that they are allowing these Bitcoin traded products, I just think it's a little bit funny they've done it on their website and not so much publicly. Don't really blame Gary. He's getting a lot of heat right now over on Twitter. But this is why I think that this is the real deal. This is why I think this is the official statement. Like I said, wanted to give it about an hour or so to give the SEC a chance to come out and delete this article and say, hey, we got hacked. But considering they haven't done that, and this is on the official SEC.gov website, it's looking like this is the green light signal we've been waiting for. So in terms of Bitcoin, like I said, I think a lot of investors right now, if this happened over on Twitter, people would be FOMOing in right now. The price would be rocketing to the upside. I think there's still a small grain of uncertainty as to whether this is legitimate or not, or whether this was another hack, or whether it's a leak, etc., etc. Considering they haven't posted it over on Twitter, I think this is why we're just starting to see, a slow grind up in the price. And I think that's very, very healthy. I'd much prefer to see, normies slowly realize that the ETF has been approved and Bitcoin can healthily have a grind to the upside without any major pullbacks. Now, the CBOE and Bloomberg are currently predicting that trading for these ETFs could start as early as tomorrow morning on Thursday. So that is absolutely crazy. If we're looking at the Bitcoin chart right now, you can see from these blue boxes, we've been forming for the past, month or so. We've been making these lows on Bitcoin. We've been making higher lows every single time. Higher lows, higher lows, higher lows. And this orange box here, this was previous resistance. We had some type of deviation above this, and now we've finally broken to the upside. Today we came back down, we retested this box of support, and as you can see, Bitcoin is having a healthy blast to the upside. Not as crazy as what happened yesterday. We're currently not at 48,000. Like I said, I think the fact that they posted this over on the SEC.gov website instead of over on Twitter is really, what is behind this. But I think, coming into tomorrow, coming into Thursday, when we finally start to see, could be Friday, that's just my estimate. If it is Thursday tomorrow, these ETFs start rolling out, I think the price of Bitcoin is going to go absolutely astronomical. So, like I said over on Twitter, like I said in yesterday's video, we're currently sitting in spot. We're getting ready for this mega pump to the upside. Also, like I said yesterday, if we have any corrections, if Bitcoin decides that it wants to pull back, 5%, a couple of percent or so, as, retail traders sell after some slight pump to the upside, so be it. any dumps at this moment in time, in my opinion, they're going to be opportunities to buy before much higher price targets. So in terms of how Bitcoin's looking, we just talked about the micro, we've been grinding up, making higher lows. In terms of the macro, I'm looking at the weekly stochastic RSI right now. I'm looking at the fact that Bitcoin is pushing up, and this stochastic RSI might be looking like it's had a reset round about the 70 region, and it wants to push up for one final explosive rally. I talked about this yesterday, but when you see this happen on the stock on the weekly time frame, when you see the weekly stock top out, and instead of coming all the way back down to, 10, 0, etc., when it comes down and bottoms round about this range here, 67, and you start to turn back up on the stock, in my experience, looking at many different charts, this almost always means that you're going to have something like this, an explosive rally back up to the upside, where you're going to see, a double top in the stock on the weekly, and probably a disgusting rally to the upside. So previously on the channel, guys, we were talking about my price targets. I was saying this is the first level here, this resistance. We actually hit this yesterday when the fake news that the ETF was approved prematurely came out. 48,500. We've already come up and hit this level. The next level I'm looking at to the upside, it's going to be up here at 53,700, at which point I would not be surprised if Bitcoin has a slight pullback. This gives retail the opportunity to, sell after a slight pump. This gives institutions the opportunity to start pushing the boat further and further upstream. Guys, I would really not be surprised if we saw Bitcoin making new all-time highs, coming up to 70,000 and higher in the next couple of weeks. I really say give it until probably February. We'll probably be at new all-time highs at that point. Now, what are the retail markets going to be thinking about this? So far, we don't really have any altcoin ETFs, right? But I still think, lots of money is going to flow into the altcoin markets right now, because people are going to see Bitcoin pumping. This is a very well-known phenomenon. Bitcoin pumps first, then it's the blue chips that pump, then it's the smaller altcoins, then it's the meme coins and the shit coins at the bottom that pump last. However, I think this is going to rise all boats from the tide that is about to flow into the markets right now. A lot of people, mainly retail, they're going to be saying, hey, people are going to be pumping Bitcoin, but they're going to be looking for different opportunities in the cryptocurrency markets. Now it has some more legitimacy tied behind it. I know I'm already hearing talks about a Solana ETF. I'm also hearing talks about a XRP ETF. Yeah, who wants that? But regardless, I think a lot of retail are going to start looking at Bitcoin when it's pumping to these levels, 53, 54,000, 69,000, 70,000. And while I'm not saying it could top out there and, Bitcoin could be going to, 100,000 very soon, I think people, specifically retail traders, they're going to start looking at these blue chip altcoins. They're going to start looking at altcoins in general, because they realize, hey, maybe I don't have 50,000 to buy one Bitcoin, but I could buy a lot of Solana with a lot more upside potential. I'm noticing on Solana, we've bounced on the trend line that we've been talking about on the channel. We held the 618, which I believe was from this level to this level right here. Perfect touch point, candle body close. Daily stock on Solana is turning to the upside. Like I've been saying on the channel, I think Solana is heading up to the 618 at 165. Depending on what exchange you're looking at, between 165 and 169. That's currently where I'm eyeing up for Solana. Right now, the altcoin that I'm just the most invested in is really Solana. I feel like the upside potential is just going to massively outperform a lot of other altcoins that are out in the market right now. We've been talking about these SLP tokens over on my channel. We previously talked about WIF, that did about a 3x. We talked about CA, that did a 5x. Also over on my Discord yesterday, I shared this roundabout when it was 0.0005. This is a new meme coin on Solana, a new SLP token called Triangle. Basically, when you have this meme coin in your Phantom wallet or whatever wallet you have for Solana, it's literally like a GIF. It literally dances in your wallet. It's absolutely ridiculous. I know no real fundamentals behind it, but this is what the meme coin market wants. These are really low market cap meme coins we've been talking about on the channel. Put some small allocations into them. Like I said, we've been talking about WIF, that did about 3x. On the 1 hour time frame, we had a absolute god candle in terms of volume that just came in for WIF, and we had some weird glitch over on a lot of exchanges where it just absolutely mooned up to almost $3. So if that isn't a sign that you should be positioned in these SLP meme coins, I don't know what is. They have well, some of these like WIF, etc., Bonk, they have good liquidity, but they've got a small enough market cap that, you know, people just need to put, you know, a relatively small amount of USD in compared to the blue chip altcoins, and they will take absolute face tears to the upside. So I just want to let you know what I think is going to be going on right now, guys. Obviously, like I said, I think Bitcoin is really getting ready to tear up to the upside right now. I think a lot of retail traders, if they want to sell Bitcoin, once again, if we have a slight pullback after we push up to, you know, 48, 50,000 or so, pretty much any pullback at this moment in time, in my opinion, is a DCA opportunity. I'm absolutely loading up on Solana at these levels. I think it's a really good opportunity. I think we've got a lot more room to move to the upside. And once again, I really think with all of this institutional money flowing into Bitcoin, Bitcoin's going to do really well, but some small institutional players, larger institutional players, and also specifically retail players, they're going to say, hey, you know, they're not interested in Satoshis owning like 1,000 Satoshis. They want one Bitcoin. You know, that's really the goal for a lot of people. A lot of people can't afford that. A lot of people won't be able to afford that ever again once institutions start flooding into the market. So people are going to look to these altcoins as a secondary store of value / investment. So this is kind of my thesis in why I think all tides are going to rise right now. First, I think it's going to be Bitcoin. It's going to take the tear once the ETF becomes active tomorrow. You can see Solana is rallying with it. I think its SLP tokens are already starting to warm up. Some of them are pretty much outperforming Solana, with one of the ones I'm talking about, you know, 45% up in the past hour. There is, you know, insane opportunity right now in this market. Any dip that we see right now is for buying. So that's all I've got right now, guys. Once again, just wanted to let you know the news, wanted to let you know my thoughts on the charts, my price targets. This is what we've been waiting for. This is the most bullish event which has happened for crypto in crypto's entire existence, besides potentially Bitcoin's Genesis block. So with that being said, guys, we're going to make it. If you're here right now, if you've got your bags packed, we're going to make it. I'll see you soon. Any news that develops, I'll keep you updated. If the ETF goes live tomorrow or the next day, I'll keep you up to date. So make sure you smash the notification bell on the channel, smash the like button, slash the comment button. You know what altcoins I'm in. You know what price targets I've got. You know what I think about Bitcoin. It's been your boy Cowboy Trades. I am out. Peace.